Okay. Talking about delusional. I don't know how to jump into this. You got to be delusional. You got to be a little bit delusional, man. You got to be a little bit delusional. Like there's a balance. I think with all things, there's a balance. Everything has its point, right? Where both sides are going to be fine. And delusional has its role in that, to be delusional. To give you guys a little bit of a story here, I guess, for what I mean, for the start of all this, because like I want to say something first. This is not coming from somebody who's made it. This is not coming from somebody who's famous or big or successful. I don't have any of those metrics to go off of yet. Okay, I barely afford my bills as is. My business is still in its starting phases, so there's not, I mean, there's success there, and it's climbing slowly, but it's not at a point where like I'm not making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars a year. My content is not booming. I don't have millions of followers or hundreds of thousands. I don't even have thousands of followers, right? I got hundreds, which is still like actually really insanely cool for me to say. But this isn't coming from somebody who's made it, who's like at the top of the mountain peaks. It's really because I get it. When you hear those people telling you like, oh, just trust the process, it'll all work out. There's a very big part of you that goes, yeah, well, easy for you to say, fucking made it. So yeah, anybody who made it is going to be able to say that. What about the plethora of people that didn't? And I used to feel a lot of that, right? I used to feel like a lot of the anger of the universe. I used to ask, what did I do wrong? Like, what God did I piss off? Blah, 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 blah. Why can't I get it? So on and so forth. And I talk a lot about this kind of a mindset in my content on my channel, in my short form videos, whatever. But the truth is, not everything is going to work out. Plain and simple, right? So I'm aware that this might not work out in the sense that we're aiming for it to, where I can look back and I can be like, oh, I remember that when I had 20, 30, 40, 50 followers. Now I'm at millions. That might never come. I know that might never come. Not every path is a path meant for you to walk down. But I've walked down a bunch of paths already that haven't panned out. So I just keep going. I keep throwing stuff. I keep throwing spaghetti noodles at the wall until one of them sticks. But along the way, and especially with what I've got going on right now, one thing that I can confidently say you need, along with confidence, is delusion. There has to be a part of you that truly believes this is going to work out. It's the only way it can work out, because if you don't believe in you, nobody else is going to believe in you. That's the truth. I had friends that did believe in me, even when I didn't, when mental health was really, really, really low, I was full of negative thoughts, they still believed in me. But you watch, and as you pull back from what you're doing, as you pull back from yourself, you watch. So will they. If you don't believe in you, nobody else is going to believe in you. That's the sad truth. It's up to you. It's up to you to maintain a certain level of delusion, and you can call it belief, you can call it confidence, or you can outright call it delusion, whatever you want. I don't care. But you have to have that. There's a part of me, obviously, that really believes this is going to work out, that really believes my business is going to take off, that really believes that my product is going to perform well in the market, that people are going to watch my content, people are going to flock to my content one day, hopefully, bit by bit. It might never happen, granted, fair, but that time is going to pass whether I use it or not. So I want to use it. I want to use it properly. I want to use it strategically, and I want to use it to my advantage, not its advantage. Because time is going to move. It doesn't care what you do. it is going to move. And no matter what you do, it's going to be a very, very, very slow process, probably. Like, especially in the world. So, I talk about the world of content creation because that's what I'm doing here. I do talk about my business as well, but nobody really seems to understand what I do or ask what I do. So I kind of leave that stuff alone for the most part. Maybe one day I'll get the chance to shine better light on it. But in the world of content creation, for example, and many other things, you might have a viral hit. You might get really lucky and explode. Even then, though, if you do look at the people that tend to blow up in virality, they'll get like millions of views on a video, but that doesn't quite usually translate to followers or subscribers or anything like that. Maybe a small portion of them will, right? And it's a good kickstart, but it's not something that I think we should hope for. We should hope for the slow progress, the slow growth, right? As you get more comfortable with yourself, as I get more comfortable doing this. I mean, you can even look at the first episode of my podcast I did. I was doing it in my kitchen. And now we've got this nice black backdrop. I've got my hat hung up. I've got my little tiger picture down there. I'm in my nice little corner. I got my ring lights going on. Like it's starting to come together a little bit. And that's the slow progress. It's not just the subscribers. It's not just the views. It's everything all together. How am I repackaging my content and getting better? And I think I'm getting better. I like to believe I'm getting better. And it's that foundation that leads me to believe that maybe one day this will work out. That I have that little bit of delusion that this is going to work out, that I'm going to be able to reflect and I'm going to be able to look back and I'm going to be like, oh man, you had no idea. That might never come. But you're damn well sure I'm going to keep going forward with that mindset that it's going to come. I believe it's going to come. Because if I don't believe it's going to come, you're not going to believe it. Nobody else is going to believe it. That's up to me. I have to set that first footprint down so that you guys can come walk behind me. Because if I'm not there, if I'm not in front of this, if I'm not doing that, then you guys aren't going to be behind me. I know that. You can now say the same thing with basically everything you're doing. Some things are going to be a team effort in life, and some things are going to be like your own endeavor, and you're going to do whatever it is you're going to do. But I do firmly believe that to some degree, you have to maintain a level of delusion that everything is going to work out, that everything is going to be fine, and that your dreams are going to come true. There's going to be a load of hurdles along the way. There's going to be a lot of growing pains. Things are going to hurt. You're going to stub your toes a lot. That's normal. That's part of the process. You guys don't see all the daily crap that I deal with on a daily basis. And a lot of it does cause the negative mindset, right? And starts to break that illusion of delusion, right? Where I'm starting to be like, okay, well, what if the reality is that this all just kind of goes up in smoke? I try to avoid that. Because it hurts. I don't like it. It's a nasty feeling. And the fact is, I mean, I think it was funny enough. I think it was actually Bill Burr, the comedian, that said it in an interview one time. And he said, you're going to be all right. And even if you're not going to be all right, isn't it easier to just pretend that you're going to be all right? And I think about that, right? Because like until you're actually not all right, then you can take care of the crap that's going on. But it's a lot easier for you to just do the things that you know you're supposed to do that are likely going to take you down the path of trajectory and whatever it is that you're going to do, and just pretend everything is okay, even if they're not, right? Because until things really blow up, and when they do, you're going to know it. And you're going to know what you're going to have to do, and you're going to know how you're going to have to navigate that and how to tackle that. I trust you. You're a very smart person. We're all actually a lot smarter than we give ourselves credit for. But until that happens, we have to maintain that line of delusion. It's the only way that you're really going to push past a lot of the barricades. All the people that you see, the successful people, the wealthy people, the people with amazing physiques or health or money, like whatever, you think they haven't had their fair share of burdens to bear? You think they haven't had their fair share of doubts and that illusion of delusion being broken? They have. Every single one of them has. But you maintain that delusion just enough to see yourself at the end of that. I firmly believe that. It's not a guarantee. Like I said, it's absolutely not a guarantee. There are no guarantees in this world other than death. That's the only absolute you get. But I digress. I still believe it's worth it. Hold on to what you believe in, work for it, actually put the effort in. Don't just sit there and think about it. Don't just sit there and wish for it. Work for it. Pick yourself up and work for it. And amongst every step that you take should be a little sprinkle of delusion and confidence. Maybe a little bit of an ego, maybe a little bit of pride. Those things help. Right? I talk about that sort of stuff. I don't, like I said at the beginning of this, everything requires balance. Everything requires balance. The good, the bad, you name it, you need balance. But doesn't take away from the fact that you also need a little bit of these things. Okay? As much as you need to taper them sometimes, you also need to understand when you apply that gas pedal and when you apply the brake. It's not always gas and it's not always brake. The delusion is in there. You're still gassing and braking delusion as well. Okay? So no, I'm not going to sit here and have the delusion that I'm going to be the president of the universe, because I really don't think we're there yet. I think like president of the world was something we got in Futurama. But that ain't your boy. That ain't your boy. I don't want that. That's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of people I'm going to piss off. So I don't want that. I'm not going to have that level of delusion. But I am going to maintain the level of delusion that I'm going to be able to do this one day with you guys. And I'm going to be able to look. I'm going to have my community. I'm going to have my following. I'm going to have the people behind me that are supporting me, that I get to support, even in my weird, sometimes aggressively supportive way that I'm not sure if you guys like or not like, but I try and give you some tough love because I also benefit from that. This benefits me. This is like my therapy, by the way. If you guys didn't know, I'll disclose it right now. Content creation pulled me out of a lot of these ruts. That's why I do this. I do it obviously so that I can hopefully one day do it at the end game for income, for my livelihood, and I can help spread that more positivity on a wider scope. But at the end of the day, if I'm being completely honest with you, I upload a lot of these videos because this is the process I like. I like being able to turn the camera on, get a nice little set up, and talk my stuff. It means a lot to me. So, and that's the passion that I want to put in. Will it ever turn into something? Probably not. Will I stop anytime soon? Probably not. Because even if it doesn't, I enjoy the process. I just sprinkle a little bit of delusion in there, and I hope that everything works out. So I want you guys to know that I'm not void of issues. Nobody is void of issues, even the successful and even the people that are trying to become the successful. You know, I already consider myself to some degree pretty successful. I've done a lot of work on myself. I've worked on the mind. I've worked on my problems. I've gone all the way back into my childhood to figure out what's going on. Why do I think the things I think on it? That is success. It doesn't pay my bills, but it helps me sleep at night. So take the wins where you can, right? And remember that a little bit of delusion is healthy. It's good for you. Keep it in check like everything else, but it's a tool. Use it. That's why I wake up every day, is so I get to put a smile on your face. I love seeing the comments coming in. This video helped me. This is what I needed. Thank you very much. That's the kind of crap that makes me wake up every single day with a bloody smile on my face, and it maintains that little line of delusion that says maybe one day this is actually going to work out for people, including myself. So I want you guys to apply a little bit of that with whatever it is that you are doing. If you want to completely change your careers, that is one of the most terrifying things you can do on a daily basis. And you are going to be met with the doubts. You are going to be met with the insecurities. Have that line of delusion that it doesn't matter. Yes, it's going to get hard, but I can do it. Right? Surely there's a future where I can do it. I see myself in 2027, is kind of where I hope. I understand that this kind of stuff takes a very, very long time to take off, But I'm kind of hoping, like, like around 2026, 2027, I can kind of start to see some traction going on. And it might happen. That's the bar that I uphold myself to, because 2027 is going to come. It's already sent the text. It's on the way. It's on the way. It's grabbing drinks. It's grabbing snacks. It's going to come over for dinner. We're going to have a good time. Right? 2027 is on the way. 2028 is on the way. 2029 and so on. They're all on the way. Right? They show up one at a time. They're all on the way. I could either be somebody who's sitting in 2027, looking back, being like, holy shit, I am so happy I started doing that because now look where I am. Or I might end up very well being somebody in 2027 being like, I tried that. It didn't really pan out in the way that I expected it to, but I still got some success from it. Not monetary success, but like I said, the coping mechanism, the therapeutic success. It allows me to sleep at night. It allows me to wake up during my day. And if I can consistently do this throughout the years, I consider that a win. So go be delusional a little bit. Don't let it piss people off. Don't let it ruin your relationships. Don't let it, dismantle anything in your life, but maintain that level of delusion. You'll thank yourself for it. It's what keeps you going. Yes, it's unlikely and it's uncommon that we're just going to get success in the things that we want to get success in. Absolutely. Most people don't live a life of their choosing per se that they wanted to live. Things happen. But that level of delusion just keeps that fantasy in your mind, an achievable, realistic fantasy in your mind that this could be it one day. And that's what I'm doing all of this for. So I appreciate you for watching. I want you guys to have a good day. Take care. Go get some sunshine. I know it's dark in here, but it's actually extremely bright out right now. I've got blackout curtains going on. I like this setup. It's cozy. It's warm. It's inviting, I think. But I'm going to go out and get some sunshine, get some coffee, relax, get some work done. And I recommend you do the same. And think about what you want to go do. And then when you're done thinking about it, because I don't want you to think too long, I want you to go do it. And build that delusion. Build that confidence. I got this. I can do this. It's mine. Boom. I'm giving you that mindset. Run with it. And stay stimulated. Stay stimulated AF. So it's a new. I don't know if I want to do the whole stay stimulated thing. Because I am stimulated on a daily basis, mentally speaking, and physically sometimes. I go down to the gym. It stimulates me. It's actually where my name came from, was being in the gym. But yeah, go get stimulated. Go stay stimulated. Get stimulated. Stay stimulated. And I will see you soon. Okay? I appreciate you. Work on your stuff. Have a good day. I'm so tired. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I worked out my legs today. I want a nap. I got so much stuff to do, but I want a nap. I think I'm gonna have a nap. Yeah.